Now we want to get to the latest on Hurricane Helene. Storm-related deaths have now risen to 183, and President Joe Biden has directed up to 1,000 U.S. troops to assist in aid efforts. He took an aerial tour showing the widespread destruction of western North Carolina. The 1,000 troops will reinforce the North Carolina National Guard to deliver supplies, food, and water to the isolated communities there. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris also surveying the damage from Helene in Augusta, Georgia today. She said FEMA is providing funds for survivors who need food and other resources.
First Alert Weather on NBC 10 Boston. Boston's most accurate forecast.
Yeah, the climb back is going to be so long for so many people.
I know. Could take, what, months, years, Pete?
So some estimates were maybe a decade for some communities, like when you rebuild like from nothing, right? Getting back to 100% what you were before the storm. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it takes that long, folks. And unfortunately, it falls out of the news cycle, right? So you're like, hey, it must be okay down there. Yeah, no. I mean, case in point in Florida. Here in New England, things have been pretty good, right? I mean, we've lived a pretty good life here through the summer and into the fall. Noticeable color, at least, in all of New England. Moderate foliage in central New England. Peak season. It's this weekend, northern Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. We're looking at the map, and you can see it here displayed. Pick a community or town, head northbound. I mean, there's still some good patches of color in southern New England, so wait for it to come to you. Sure, why not? Milder days ahead into the weekend, and we're mostly dry now. A quick shower Saturday morning, that's a possibility, but not a promise. And a cool shot of air by the middle of next week that will definitely get your attention. Speaking of, we're noting how cool it is right now. We're radiating, the temperature's dropping quickly because of the clear sky. The Vineyard already 49 degrees, 48 in Provincetown, 50 in Lawrence, and 59 in Boston. Ironically, these will be the coolest temperatures of the night because we have clouds moving in that'll stabilize the temperature, hold it in the 40s and 50s, and then by morning we'll be right the same. And, you know, tomorrow it doesn't matter where we start because we'll go back into the 70s. It's a warmer day all around with a good supply of sunshine after we get rid of any morning clouds. Those move away. Friday's forecast is even milder than that. This is a day with more clouds, though, ironically, but the air mass is still mild, and we're coming off a mild start, too. So springboard into the weekend with that shower threat on Saturday. I'm diminishing that threat. It is a possibility of an early shower. The front is weakening. Most of the focus for the wet weather will be across northern New England. So if you're headed there to Leaf Peep, yeah, it's decent. Even there, it'll clear out in the afternoon, but that morning will be a little bit wetter to the north. And then our greatest chance for wet weather will be on Monday with a more robust weather system coming through that does give us maybe an all-day rain in some cases. This is the Friday night forecast with the clouds increasing. And this, I just want to prove it to you that it does not look wet on Saturday. I mean, you're not seeing a lot of blobs of green on that map. And then the sun starts coming through, shining brightly. So this is a weekend that you want to make plans for, that you want to do something outside, whatever it may be. Watching the tropics too, the Gulf of Mexico, this is now a diminished threat. It was up to 50%. Last night it went to 40, and tonight it's 30%. So hopefully this will just go away over the next 7 days. Cross your fingers. I suspect there may be some heavy rains in the Gulf of Mexico anyway. Let's talk about the weekend. All right, we already did 73 Saturday, 65 on Sunday, so it cools off. Then Monday, that's your wet day in the 10-day forecast. And then that is a stronger system, and it does drag down some cooler air. Look at that Wednesday temperature. I know, you're probably getting teary-eyed. Some 30s are possible in the suburbs. We're back after the break.